Elvis is in the house tonight, directly from Memphis, Tennessee. He's back. Elvis Presley ENORTAP. Welcome back in the house. Happy Halloween, everybody. Thanks to be a part of that warm-up show after, of course, the Monday, October 31st, 2022. This is a hockey coach, Guru Coach Frenchie, directly for the beautiful country of Thailand. Tonight, we have an amazing, great program for you guys from 6 to 7. But first of all, we have to welcome, he's back, Mr. Elvis ENORTAP, of course, Presley from Tennessee.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure and an honor to be here with you today and all of Hockey Nation. It's my favorite time of the year.
Are you on your tour, or is it like a tour like only one day, or how this works?
Oh, Coach, I got a tour all over Memphis. I got a tour all over the United States of America. I'm in Canada now.
Oh, wow. Oh, so are you following? Are you like the one prepared, like the Richard Martin, his show before you show up, like the 15 minutes before that, you start a couple of songs, and then after that, Richard Martin show up on the stage?
You got it, sir. You got it.
I can see it. So it's another, you wear a lot of the hat, right? You the driver in NASCAR, you
No
the
hats for
waiter
Elvis.
behind the bar. Now you have an amazing, great hair over you, and then, but it
Yeah.
would be. I have another thing for you. It's coming a little bit later. That would be a little bit. You don't need to bring your outfit over there, but we're going to talk a little bit more about that one over there. But we want to
Okay.
welcome
That
everybody in
sounds
the
okay.
house. Be ready on that one, Mr.
Uh-huh.
Notap. But it will be
I,
interesting to talk about this. It's a Monday. What we do, the Monday, Mr. Natap, it's all about the leaderboard. We're going to talk about all the leaderboard at 5:30. Who is dominate release in the beginning of this NHL season, about the prediction, where I think, Mr. Natap, we are lucky not plays on the weekend, because if we are play this weekend, I think I would be
oh
like
my.
300%, 300 average. It was terrible, the prediction is on the weekend. We're going to talk about the weekend, of course.
Oh man.
We're going to talk a little bit barely what's going to happening with the Toronto Maple Leafs. We're going to talk about the Montreal Canadiens, a little bit of the NHL news. We're going to give you some update, injury update. We have a lot of bad news around this fun team that maybe make an impact for the standing. And finally, of course, we're going to talk about at the end of the prediction. Tonight, we are not doing any play-by-play. I was thinking to do Carolina and Washington, but I think at the end, I'm going to do. You have so many hot things happening right now in the Toronto situation, and then we're going to do tonight at 9 o'clock the HNL Tonight Show. So the French guys will be back, and we're going to open up the line for the people who want to talk about what's going on around the league, maybe the favorite team. So a really busy night. For the last day of October, Mr. Nata, before we jumping in November, and this is the Movember. So maybe you're going to have a mustache or whatever happening. We never know. Maybe you're going to surprise us for the upcoming month, and then it's going to be, of course, the Thanksgiving month of the USA people live over there. So a lot of things to talk about. But first of all, Mr. Nata, we have to welcome everybody and the show for tonight. First of all,
Let's
we have
do
to
that.
go all the way to, of course, in Finland. Welcome back, Mr. Jamo Vertanen is in the house tonight.
Hey, Yarmo. Moi
Welcome
moi.
aboard, Mr. Jamo. Thanks to be with us. It's directly from Ottawa. Vinny James 007. Welcome back, Vinny.
Hey, 007. How you
From the
doing, boy?
East Coast of Florida, Miss Melissa Zabran is in the house.
Welcome, Miss Melissa. Always great to have our
Hey,
fans.
he dominate and number one standing in NHL number one fans, Mr. Stu Pinazzo.
Oh,
I just got a text, Mr. Notap, and he
is it
said,
my manager?
no, but they asking me, it's a Arcanation show fan said, do you think you're going to see an Notap do his move with the legs? So I said, I don't know. We'll see what he go. Are you
Oh,
expect to do the move tonight, or it's just the
the
shoulder,
pelvis?
not the legs, right?
Yeah, the legs are sacred.
So maybe next year you do Michael Jackson, so maybe the moonwalk and the live show.
Ooh,
That would be interesting to see that.
sounds like an idea.
Here we go. Talking about the Walmart, we talk about more the trompettist and the banjoist. Mr. Luciano Graziano is in the house. Moderateur.
Hey, Luciano, lucky
From
star.
Sherbrooke, dans la belle province de Québec, Nicolas de Kobe Bono. Welcome back,
Hey,
Nico.
Nicolas. Welcome.
And of course, happy Halloween dans la belle province de Québec. Monsieur Denis Rodrigue, il est de retour avec nous. Il said Elvis is alive. Never,
Always. Never left the building. Never.
Dennis, Elvis never left the building of the Hockey Nation show. Sometimes he's between the bus or he's sometimes between the jail, depend where you see him. But usually he's in the bus. Talking about the bus, we have another person go to the bus today. And we'll be excellent to see that. Excellent in our tap. Je was not sure. Adam Berger directly from the Vegas Golden Knight. Welcome back, Mr. Adam. And that's what we have so far for the Vegas Golden Knight. Adam Berger. So how you like it? He called now. Melissa Zabran said, Andressa, Master Chief from the Allo Allo and my favorite movie. Awesome, Melissa. Can't wait to see that. And the opener night of the Richard Mullen back in the house from the Lille Perrault Island, Montreal. Welcome back.
Welcome, Richard.
And directly from Texas, everything is big. Number one fans, the New Jersey Devils, Mr. Joseph Laham is in the house.
Welcome, Joseph. Welcome. Uh-huh.
Here we go. Uh, I said Memphis, Tennessee, by the way. Black Cloud about the leave. You said Denis Rodriguez. Elvis would be go to the jail. Big Barbara said, love me tender. Oh, love me
Oh,
tender.
one of my favorites, Yarmo. One of my favorites.
Barbara will be over there waiting for you. Here's some news. The only thing that conversation that overshared greatness goes is our house on the art. Thanks so much, Mr. Stu. Very kind of you.
Thank you,
More about this one there.
Stu.
Welcome, Miss Kelly is in the house. Welcome back in the
Hey, Miss
house.
Kelly.
The brother, he is de retour avec
You
nous
ain't
ce
nothing but a
soir.
hound
Welcome
dog.
back, Mr. Roger L., the driver of the bus and the bug.
Hey, Roger.
Hey, Mr. Mark
Hello.
Bourgie, Mr. ENORTAP is back with us. And Mark, another great guy, does all the prediction with us.
Welcome, Mark. Uh-huh.
Here we go. Then we have, try to see, we have something else. It's all about, we'll come back here. But, oh, Mr. Dawson, Sport Corner is in the house, Mr. ENORTAP.
Welcome, Dawson.
There we go. Love you, Carson. And then Elvis check bounce, Mr. Richard Modin said about this one over there. So thanks so much. Oh, NHL Hockey News Report. Welcome back as a member about this. For a long time, we don't talk to him. Hopefully, he's doing well. Of course, he's our friend from Connecticut. Mr. ENORTAP, that's welcome. Here we go. Look about him. Look who is we go. We got him, Mr. NHL. How you doing, my friend?
NHL.
Hopefully you're doing well. NHL, like I just mentioned, we miss you. And I'm sure you are busy, but always a pleasure to having you aboard.
Long time no see.
And yeah, I agree with you. And Blue Mountain Kid is in the house, Mr. ENORTAP.
Welcome, Blue Mountain. Ooh,
The Blue.
I sang a song.
The Blue Mountain Kid maybe is another group, the Blue Man or something like that. So it'll be interesting about what's going on with him. You're welcome, Roger. And then let's go. The ad gotta love them. And it just said about the Montreal Canadiens. What game are you doing tonight? We don't do any game, Blue. Tonight we do the HNLT Tonight Show, Blue, at 9 o'clock p.m. We're going to be back here. And it shows the goalie is the best defenseman. I can never find the member link for Stu about this one over there. It just said look for said join. That's the best way to get there. Stu is the bottom of your screen. If you cannot find on your on the phone, like about a desktop or everything like that. So, Mr. ENORTAP, we hit the 5:15 and on the computer only. No, it's on the phone, but you have to look about, maybe click on the, I don't have it in front of me, so I cannot helping you right now, Stu. But I would like to, Mr. ENORTAP, like we do at the beginning of the weeks, first of all, let's talking about what did you see during the weekend, one area where, honestly, pay you more attention around the NHL.
Well, Coach, I was going to start off actually talking about Montreal and St. Louis because I thought that was a great victory. It's the best we've seen in Montreal this year so far. But I really want to focus on the two games over the weekend with the Toronto Maple Leafs here. The game against LA, 4-2 loss, and then the game against San Jose yesterday, which you were doing the play-by-play, and unfortunately, you had a power failure there, and we weren't able.
Wait, it was not a power failure. I want to apologize for that one there. So, happening, we have a memo. I did not read the memo. So,
Coach.
So the memo, it was about, hey, by the way, we're going to shut down the power from 9 o'clock but between 9 to 9:30, it would be like this until 1 o'clock. We have to do some repair, whatever it is. I don't know if it's in building. I don't know if it's around, whatsoever. So I didn't get a memo at all. So it was strange. Like, everything disappeared one time. Like, and I heard like my headphones, so you have a big blow. I said, what's going on here? But I was lucky because the elevator was working. So it's like 31, I'm at the 31st floor of the 45 building. So I have to go down and I have to go to the gym. So I took advantage on my early morning to see people I don't see in the morning. So it was pretty cool to see that. But unfortunately, I missed only the end of this game. Was really excited about this.
My
by the way, Mr. ENORTAP, when I see that, I say, you know what? Maybe I should go to, maybe I should talking with someone. So I said, I tried to find out for you. If I can find it, it would be great, Mr. Nortap. Talking like this, you cannot. Where is it? And see what happened, Mr. Nortap. So I decided to call my friend directly from Mexico and listening what he did, Mr. Nortap.
Bueno, aquí viene Segras con el disco. Segras hacia el tiro. Trevor Segras le da victoria a los Ducks de Anaheim por marcador final de 4-3.
So Mr. Nortap is going to be our new friends over there, Mr. Nortap. So I can wait to see this. He's going to join us at some point. So I'd have to speak a lot of language. El Gord de Trevor Segras. Well, the senator. Here we go, Mr. Nortap. So I want to share with you a couple of things happening about this.
Coach.
Sorry about that. I put you out of the subject right now.
You're the GOAT. You're the GOAT. You have every language mastered. Way to go. Yeah, I was just gonna say, it was sad because as soon as the Leafs took that 3-1 lead, it looked like, they had things in control. And then, one bad play, the one from Marner, Riley was around, and it just didn't go well. And you could tell Zegras was ready to jump on that, makes the score 3-2, then 2 quick goals. And they were fortunate because I thought even the fourth goal, which was scored in regulation, was legit. But they called it off, and off to overtime they went. And it looked like Marner, what a great play. He found a lane to the net in overtime. But what a save by Gibson. What a save with that glove. And as usually happens, when you miss an opportunity at one end, they come back the other way, a 2-on-1. And Zegras just, he sort of pushed the Leaf defense aside and picked the top corner there on Shelgren, and it was all over just like that. And Toronto's woes continue.
Yep, it's happening about the weekend. But a lot of for me, this weekend is more about I don't know, we see a kind of parity in NHL, Mr. Nortap. They have a team surprise other team, like, the eclosion of Chicago continues the pushing. The Blackhawks surprise a lot of team around the NHL, and there's some team we expect a lot, like the New Jersey Devils beat the Colorado Avalanche at some points on the weekend, and then the comeback. You have a lot of comeback in the NHL. Some team take the lead, and then finally they lose the lead at the game. We talk about the Toronto Maple Leafs. Then what about the Vancouver Canucks? Finally get their 2W back-to-back as on Thursday weekend about this. So it's really strange. The San Jose Sharks dominate with the Erik Karlsson weekend. It's another player of a great weekend. So we have a lot of fun game when we expect the favorite team win, and then finally the other team find a way to get a W. And that's make right now the standing in the NHL really, really close around the from each division. And sometimes, like what's going on, we have other teams have some slum. The Toronto. What about the Pittsburgh Penguins? The big game, Edmonton beat Calgary on the weekend. A big game. There was a really interesting game to watch Saturday night, the Battle of Alberta. And, and then the biggest factor, Mr. Nortap, I'm going to talk about this right away, is the NHL news we have for you, everybody, this morning. And I want to mention to you, Mr. Nortap, the injury update we got in NHL. I think you're going to have many big news. I'm going to give it to you for everybody. If you have some fantasy hockey for some, and I'm the defenseman, the young defenseman, Jimmy Dressel, possibly out for the rest of the season, possibly a broken wrist or arm problem. So it'll be another one. 3 to 4 weeks. The defenseman for the Blackhawks, Jones. Not Caleb, but Zeb Jones be out for a minimum. Possibility for maybe for long term. And now DJ Oshie is going to be out for many weeks. Since I know the big Washington consider have more injuries like never have in the past. Dallas Star is a bad news, but a good news for them. Jake Ottinger going to be out on for minimum only 1 week so far. So it's a good news for them. Well, it's not be a long term. Without him, it would be a big problem, but I think they can minimize the situation over there. We know during the weekend we heard Sean Couturier is going to be out for many weeks now, possibly 3 to 4 months. That's another big news for the Dallas Stars. So I just want to overview what's going on. I will give you other update. We heard Mark Porowicki for the Nashville Predator is on the ER. The New Jersey put Audrey Palat now on the ER, so it's going to be a minimum 2 or 3 weeks for that one for that team. And then the Columbus Blue Jackets put the rookie Nick Blackenberg for the ER. It was during the weekend, and that's what the biggest name we have right now for you guys for the biggest injury. So I don't know if you have anything you want to add or you want to mention here.
No, you're right, and the Ottinger situation is very interesting because they're going to reevaluate it in a week. It doesn't necessarily mean he will be back in a week. So hopefully it's not a high ankle sprain because those are very persistent, and it could be, much longer than just a week if that's the situation, and Dallas could find themselves in trouble.
Exactly about this. Want to welcome Mr. RJ Calabro, Mr. ENORTAP, following by Steve.
Welcome,
G is in the house, and our friend Tony joined us tonight. And peanut butter and banana sandwich, Elvis' favorite food for what you heard. We learned a little bit this. I will forget, but John Carlson is another one. Lower body, one play Monday again, Carolina. You observe is another update. I was keep it for the game, but you observe Yamo. Carlson. So you think about Wilson, Backstrom, Carlson, and Oshie, 4 regular players, Mr. ENORTAP for the Washington Capitals. So it's a team right now going to play against Carolina Hurricane. We have 3 games on the program. We're going to talk about the next couple of minutes for prediction, and that will be interesting to see what is going to happen. Mr. ENORTAP, we like to do this every Monday. We do our own power ranking of the top of the NHL and at the bottom. So we don't want to go from 1 to 32, but we want to give us the bottom ranking and the top. We're going to ask the people in the chat to put your power ranking, put a number 5, and it go all the way to 1 post. That would be better if you don't want to do. If it would be great if you can do that. And that's what's happening about this. So we have a couple of more people. So let's talk here, Mr. ENORTAP. My power ranking for the. We're going to go at the bottom of the NHL, and we go from 5 to 1. So it's like 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. Does it make sense, Mr. ENORTAP?
Absolutely.
So my bottom 5, my first team is going to be Vancouver, Mr. ENORTAP. I would like to hear, what is your power ranking number 5?
I had Columbus at number 5.
Columbus number 5.
Yeah.
Let's go on to my bottom 5, number 4, the Columbus Blue Jackets. Which team do you have, Mr. ENORTAP?
I had Vancouver.
So we're pretty good at this so far. Let's move on to number 3. I have the San Jose Sharks.
Bang on. That's what I have too.
Here we go. That's not a problem. I have number 2, Anaheim Ducks.
I have the Arizona Coyotes.
And the number 1 for me at the bottom in NHL at 32 is honestly the Arizona Coyotes. I'm pretty sure you'll be the Anaheim Ducks.
You got it, Coach. Anaheim,
so we're pretty good on the bottom 5. Let's move on now for the top 5. And starting with the 5, honestly, I go with the Vegas Golden Knight, Mr. ENORTAP.
For number 5, I have the Edmonton Oilers at number 5.
Edmonton Oilers. Number 4, I have the Calgary Flames.
Perfect. That's what I have too.
Number 3, I go with the Carolina Hurricane.
I have the Vegas Golden Knights. Viva Las Vegas, baby. Viva.
The number 2, I'll surprise you, the Edmonton Oilers.
Wow. You got them up high. I have Boston at number 2.
And my number 1, I go with the Boston Bruins, number 1 standing in the NHL.
And I took Carolina to number 1.
The Carolina is a number 1. So we're pretty good overall. I think we have the same kind of team, if I can recall it.
Pretty much, yeah.
So we just want to sharing.
It's usually the middle teams that are the harder ones.
Yeah, we just want to sharing everybody, guys. All the standing. We have the power. We go to this every Monday if we don't have too many games because we have so many subjects to talk about this. Stu talk about the Bronze number 4. Mr. Dan about this. Carolina is with ENORTAP on this one for Tony. And that's what we got about this one. Mr. ENORTAP, let's move on now for the. It's time to celebrate the success of the weekend. Honestly, last Friday we have a lot of participate last week, and we want to thank everybody. And we invite everybody. Don't forget, guys, to click on the likes, not click on the likes, but send our email to get
Click
your
on the likes
prediction.
too.
You can click on the likes too. That would be the same thing, and that bring we have only 3 games tonight, so it'll be simple to do it. But we want to thank Mr. ENORTAP. Here's maybe the roller coaster. I call him the roller coaster right now, and the NHL or the warm up show predictor because he does the one go to the jail. He want to go to the boss. We don't know where he would prefer. We said that sure after 1 month. With the Hockey National Show. I'm talking about our friend from Portugal, Mr. Fernando Tavares, the winner of the Friday night with a solid 4-2. Many people have 3-3, some are 2-4, and one have 1-5. We're going to talk about a little bit later. But let's celebrate Fernando directly and entertaining by ENORTAP, the Elvis Presley Halloween costume. Let's bring him to the boss, Mr. ENORTAP. And Mr. Fernando is going to enjoy it the weekend, the next 24 hours inside the bus with the driver Roger. So it's going to be interesting to see him performing. To have a great time over there. So we have a couple of people show up. Thank you so much, everybody. Yamo changed now the Octopussy to the seal. So it'll be interesting what's happening about this, Mr. ENORTAP. But honestly, we have a busy night, and we want to bring now everybody on the leaderboard of everything. We have to thank Mr. ENORTAP everything. But first of all, I want to bring you another thing. First, I'm telling you right now, I have a lot of things for you, Mr. ENORTAP. I don't know if I have this right away. Yeah, I have this, the 3-star of the week. Marc-André Fleury, the 3rd star of the week, following by Jesper Bratt. What an amazing, great start with 7 points. And 4 games last week. And then Connor McDavid, what a week, of course, 8.44. And Fleury was 3.00 last week. So great performance from Marc-André Fleury in this. And then tomorrow, guys, was going to be the player of the month. Everything like that. I don't know if Cole Caulfield have a chance to become the goal with 7 goals. So it'll be something we have to follow up, Mr. ENORTAP, for sure. So don't forget, guys, click on the likes. But we have a few things we want to talk, Mr. ENORTAP. And listen. We just talked about the party boss. So you guys, you have to congratulate Mr. ENORTAP for this because I have nothing to do with he bring us some great knowledge. And this is honestly, the party boss, Mr. Fernando Tavares. Mr. ENORTAP lead the boss. Unbelievable. Fernando look like he really enjoy more and more. Following by ENORTAP and Jose Duarte. Yamo Vertanen, we have a lot of people at 3. And we go all the way at that one over there. So I can maybe increasing. Your name should be there if you participate to the boss. Look like Rainbow Gold and Andy Quivula and Yann Gionnet is something they don't like to get there, Mr. ENORTAP. So, but maybe there's something you have to learn about this a little bit more. So congratulations for Fernando Tavares. That's the reason he dominates and on the boss, and he's the reason he's at the leaderboard. But not over. Because when you go to the boss, some people go to the jail, Mr. ENORTAP. That's the reverse of the leaderboard. And this one now is dominated by Luciano, Graziano, Kelly, Danny T, and Yann Gionnet are the 4 dominator of the leaderboard of the jail time. That we know the Kelly dominate now with the County Jail Kelly. That's the new nickname right now. Until you dominate that one, Kelly is going to be under your name. But yeah, ENORTAP, Fernando, on the flip side, 2-time at the jail versus 6 boss, Roger, Mark, Randy, everything like that, all the way to the bottom. And then so far, Vinny and Rick. Rick doesn't want to go to jail, doesn't want to go to boss. He said, you know what, I stay in the middle, I stay right there. Andy, another one, did not go there, and Cole Frenchy, other one, did not go to the jail so far. But the most important thing, Mr. ENORTAP, is the 3 other leaderboard. It's really the pick.
It's fun to do the jailhouse rock.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, absolutely right. But again, you go to the boss, you get more W, Mr. Notap. He dominate right now with 53 W. Our friend Fernando for Portugal. Following by Vinny. Vinny is quiet, but Vinny dominate this leaderboard. We have a bunch of people at 50. And our top, Yamo, Cole Frenchy, followed by Jose Duarte, and all the way to the bottom with less participation, of course, but still all. So you get the leader about the wings. Mr. Northup. Then we have the leaderboard about the participant, the final total points. So you get point when you get the right score. Exactly. You get point. You have the total score of the night, and they all dominate now. Yamo pick up the leader over Vinny and Fernando, and you can see the number of the point all the way to the bottom. So that's your name over there. I just want to share it with you, but we're not done because the last one, Mr. Northup, is about the winning percentage. Winning percentage we got so far. And you have to participate at least 3 times per week, if I can record it.
60% of the games.
60% of the game. And obviously, we have to put him at the bottom, but he's excluded. So Fernando Tavares normal is going to dominate with Vinny. Danny had a good week last week. He dominate right now, number 4. And our top co-Franchi Yamo at 5-4-4. He can go all the way. So you can dominate the point, but you cannot possibly, but not necessarily dominate the wins and the win and the percentage overall. So I just want to share it with you. You can see your name all the way to the bottom, and Yan and Kelly are at the bottom of that one over there. But that's what we have. Any comments you want to mention, Mr. Northup?
Yeah, I think we all had, if you look at this third week, we all had a pretty rough going. We had some percentages that were in the 600s last week, but pretty much everybody's dipped below that now. So hopefully this week will be a lot more successful for everybody.
You're absolutely right about this. We want to welcome Randy Walkman from the Calgary. Welcome aboard, Mr. Randy.
Hey there, Randy. Good old Calgary boy.
You're absolutely right about this one over there. But maybe it's time, guys, to...
Everybody doing the jailhouse rock on.
So it's time for guys to the time of the jail, and he report himself, Mr. Northup. I don't know what's happening, but we've got you. When you go to jail, guys, I don't know if you know that, but you have to take picture. Do you know that, Mr. Northup?
Absolutely.
And when you go in, we give you a number, and it's specific about this. And those picture is made by Luciano. So Luciano, he's another one. So Roger, I have no time to take the picture. So Luciano is at front door and take the picture of the people. And he did the one for Mr. ENORTAP. So ENORTAP show up with his number 001-45897 is his ID now for the next 24 hours. Mr. ENORTAP, you're going to be in the cell for...
I love it. I love it.
He will be behind the jail for 24 hours. And obviously, we apologize, but that's the rules, and we need to clock you right there. We're here.
In the jail. Go dance to the jailhouse rock.
He just locked Roger just locked the place over there, Mr. Northup. So listen, you're already in the jail, and you're going to figure out this. Again, that's your new number of the participation for the next 24 hours. So you didn't have to make any trip. Roger is already in. He report himself for the weekend. So I just want to get it. I just want to mention this. This is the new name at the County Kelly Jail. When you leader of the jail, Mr. Northup. So welcome inside that one over there. So that's conclude, guys. All the news I have for you about the leaderboard, everything like that. So that would be interesting to this. And then Luciano said, at least the paparazzi won't bother you in the jail.
Yeah, you got that right, Lucky.
You're absolutely right about this one over there. I know you're a famous competition, compete all the time, and this one not happen a lot of time when you are performing like this, Mr. Northup. All right. With 1-5, by the way, I didn't mention the final score about this one over there. So let's move on. We have 3 games. We have 543. I'm sorry again.
No comment.
No comment on that one over there for sure. And then we'll be interesting about this. So we have to go that way. I don't think so. We have anything you want to add or anything you want to maybe forget? Maybe the leaderboard, something, Mr. Northup?
Don't forget, keep sending those predictions in, folks.
You're absolutely right about this.
This is a marathon, right? It's a marathon. It's not just 2 or 3 weeks. It's the whole year. So we're going to juxtaposition a lot of those spots. So keep at it
Yep.
and listen to ENORTAP.
I'm not the leader, so why? Yes, Kelly, you maybe not pay attention, but you are the leader, one of the Kelly, the leader. So you lead last week with three straight night, and then you lead with other three other people with you, Kelly. So until someone pick up the leaderboard, we're going to remove your name at the right time. Can we see still within our tap? Can we see with still within our tap? Yeah, you definitely, Randy. We can see him back again. The people want to see you again. This is in our tap. Show up at the jail about this one over there. Marco said, Marco, I don't know. He wants to turn out. He asked this question. Marco said, "Who is this junk about this one over there?" So, Marco,
Hey,
welcome
Marco.
aboard. And that's give you an idea what he looked like. Randy N is in the house. You talk about Elvis Craton, Craton about this one there. Welcome aboard.
Welcome,
You can
boys.
take
Welcome.
everybody. You can take a screenshot of your phone or if with computer if you want to remember Mr. ENORTAP. Because that happen a lot, Mr. ENORTAP. You're not
I'm
good
all
there
shook
about
up. I'm all shook up. I'm telling you.
Three games on the program tonight, Mr. ENORTAP, and we have three programs: one at Buffalo, one at Carolina, and one for St. Louis. Really important game for different team. Of course, they compete. You can see the parité is pretty amazing when you think about the result, and it will be interesting to see a little bit what you have on the program for this game, Mr. ENORTAP.
For sure. Let's get started, Coach. You know, Red Wings and Sabres, they're two teams who both have gotten off to better starts so far this year. They're both above teams like Tampa Bay and the Leafs in the Atlantic Division. So they're starting to, you know, command and demand some respect in the league. You know, what's been interesting has been the different approaches to the faster starts from the teams. You know, the Red Wings made several splashes in the offseason, like signing guys like Perron and Huzo and from the Blues. Meanwhile, the Sabres are largely the same roster they were last year, regardless of, you know, the methodology. They've each had their uh, same impressive performances so far, and have made put their sort of fingerprint on the league, and given their due diligence that they're going to be teams to contend with. Detroit, they're coming off of a big win, upset win, I might add, over the Minnesota Wild, while Buffalo pulled off three straight road wins in Canada, two of which were against very strong Edmonton Oilers and Calgary Flames teams. Similarly, Buffalo has also seen a huge boost from 2019's first overall pick, Owen Power. He's been very amazing, but to go along with that has been Darlene's year. And you can tell that strengthening that back court for them is really helping, and he's starting to come into his zone now. Darlene is, along with guys like Alex Tuck leading a strong trio alongside of Tage Thompson and Jeff Skinner. The Sabres seem to be developing well from within, which is what they've always kind of neglected to do, and now it looks like they're getting it right finally. You know, given the Sabres' superior consistency, I'm giving them the edge in this matchup, especially now that they're back at home and they can improve on this 5-3 start to the season. Likely be a close game in my eyes, but they've proven to pull through against far more superior opponents than Detroit. So I'm going to take the Buffalo Sabres to win this game by a score of 4-2.
4-2. So that's great to hear that, Mr. ENORTAP. I will go to overtime on this one.
Oh, okay.
I think Tage Thompson's going to have a good night for me tonight.
Why don't you show us the results from the ESPN fantasy pool?
We wait a bit later. I got beat by
good.
Karen Haynes this week.
I know. It's tough. She's got a good team, though. She's got a
Yeah,
good team.
I was in the race. It's just like again, my top pick is not working well. The injury hurt me a lot this week, but
Yeah,
I have to get it. But again, it's a slow. Like you said earlier, I think I heard the word marathon. I will be part at
yeah,
the end. At the end, I'm just keep a little bit hope for other people so far. But we'll be back. We'll be back soon.
for sure. I think we play next week or the week after, so I'm
Yeah,
looking forward
possible.
to
Yeah,
that, Coach.
about this one there. And then we have a confirmation.
Next,
Yamo, I don't think so. I missed the first game, but Yamo said Anderson said Darcy confirmed the next game is
confirmed. Yeah,
ENORTAP and the Carolina at 5 to
yeah.
1 and the Washington 5 and 4.
So the Capitals, they come into this game against the Hurricane having shut out the Predators in their last contest. The Caps are missing several key players, as Coach mentioned earlier, in their lineup. Guys like Wilson and Backstrom and Hagelin. So it's in a way it's very impressive that they're still finding ways to win games in their absence. However, those wins have not come easily for them, and they might struggle in this game here against a very stingy Hurricane team. They tend to, especially if Carolina can get the first goal, they will suffocate you, and it'll be very difficult for them to come back. Despite their 5-4 record, the Caps are playing with a depleted lineup and are, I would say, they're overperforming, and it's based on some underlying metrics that I looked at. They currently rank 11th in goals per 60 minutes and 15th in goals against per 60 minutes, but they rank 27th in expected goals for per 60 minutes and 28th in expected goals against per 60 minutes. So there is, I think, a regression in store for this aging Washington team that doesn't have the same speed and firepower that they've had in the past years. That regression could come in this game against the very tough Carolina team that ranks top 5 in expected goals for and expected goals against per 60 minutes. The Hurricane, what can you say? Like, they're a fast, physical, tough team. They're deep. They're a tough team to play, especially when they're at home, where this game takes place. Despite Washington's success in recent years and the notable names on their roster, such as Ovechkin always comes to mind, of course. The Hurricane being listed as heavy favorites, to me, indicates that they have the clear edge and in this matchup right here. So I say take the Hurricanes to take care of business here in regulation time, and I'm going to take Carolina to win by a score of 5-2.
Oh, 5 to 1. But you're very close about this one with Emerson on tap, and I expect this one of them. Talk about boring night. I have Carolina 5 to 2. We want to welcome Nick is in the house. Rick Bengal is in the house. Mr. On tap, both of them back to back. Welcome aboard, guys, to be with us.
Welcome, guys. And that takes us to the third and final game for this evening.
This is the one make it fun tonight.
Yes, absolutely. The Kings, they stroll into St. Louis after, defeating the Leafs 4-2 on home ice Saturday. You know what? The Kings' offense has been, for lack of a better word, it's been spectacular, actually. They've scored 36 goals so far in the campaign, which is good for second in the NHL. While their offense has been producing, though, on the defensive side of the puck, things have been horrific for them. They've given up 41 goals against, and they're second to last in the NHL in that regard. Quentin Byfield is expected to be back in the lineup after missing Saturday's game with illness. This should give the Kings a little bit of depth and boost for tonight's game. The Blues, well, they come into this game after losing to the Montreal Canadiens, yay, 7-4 on Saturday night. for how good of a defensive team the Blues are, giving up 7 goals against Montreal doesn't look very good. They're ranked 11th in the NHL with 25 goals against. Look for the Blues to play a solid defensive game here tonight. I think they want to get back on track after losing, I think it's 2 or 3 in a row now. The one problem with this team is the offensive play, as the Blues are last in the league with 18 goals on the season. And I didn't think I'd be saying that at this stage. I know it's still very early. I get that. But this is not a team that was suffering from lack of offense last year. And pretty much they have the same players on this team. Justin Falk actually leads the team in goals with 3 as a defenseman. So that should tell you something. After losing to the Habs, look for the Blues offense to step it up a little bit against the Kings, especially since the Kings defense has not been great. Take the Blues as the home team in this game. And they've also been 5-1 in their last meetings, 6 meetings between these two sides. So I'm going to go with the Blues to break out and win this one by a score of 5-2.
5-2.
Yeah.
I was called for you this one, Mr. Tap, but I think you're right. I see
They're
a
not going to be
Saint
singing
Louis
the Blues.
shaky this weekend. I see a Saint Louis where one day the Montreal scored 3-2. I see a team said, "Here we go again," and I feel like they are not confident like they was like before in the past, and they're missing a piece. They're missing scorer, the David Perron, the Brendan Saad over there. And I think for me, it's really fun, like the St. Louis. Usually, St. Louis, they lose the intensity. Usually, they hit hard. They push you hard on the board, everything like that. And I didn't see this a lot against Montreal Canadiens whatsoever. You're absolutely right. I go with the St. Louis Blues. This one, I go and I use the blackjack game tonight, Mr. Tap. My total will be 21. And there will be another game where possibly go in overtime. The King was pretty good. Kevin Fiala have a good week last week. Is getting a little bit better.
Yeah.
The chemistry start to get over there. The shaky problem with the Kings for me is more the goaltending, Mr. Natap. I think that they really not have a good performance for the goaltenders since the beginning of the season. So they really it remind me a lot of Dallas Star right now. The last couple of years where the Kings, one game they play well, the next game they are not there. It's really a team up and down, Mr. Natap. So it'll be interesting to see this game, but I think you're right about your knowledge, about your analogy about this game. I think the Blues have a little bit an open advantage on that one over there for sure. But before we go to the next one, Miss Kelly, directly from Newfoundland, number 1 fans, the Montreal Canadiens. She's in the house tonight, Mr. Natap.
Welcome, Miss Kelly. Welcome.
So everybody is really impressed by your costume, Mr. Natap. So you hit the home run.
Thank you very much.
About this one over there. It's almost the end of the show. We want to remind everybody tonight we have a special show, the HNL Tonight Show at 9:00 p.m. We're going to talk about the Toronto Maple Leafs saga or whatever drama or whatever you want to talk about this. We have the Montreal Canadiens. We're going to talk about this, really the two focusing team. We're going to talk about the 9 to 10 o'clock. We have the French Equals. We're going to bring some people live with me talking about fun subjects. I would like to invite Randy Walkman. If Randy is still in the chat, could you confirm if you would like to join us? I'm going to email you the time we would like to have you aboard. And that time is going to make an appearance for a couple of minutes during the night. I don't know if he's going to still have to be in Elvis or maybe, Taylor Swift. We'll see. But we're going to get possibly Michael DeVillano and Marco Larabie is going to stop by. I'm going to talk with Marco next. So it's really a busy night. And we make it fun things about this because we think with all the news we got, the Monday is great time to do that. And we have not many games tonight. So alors we custom at 07 and that donné bien Mr. Vic. All right, Randy. I will go to email you that he gave you the time for that one over there. So thanks so much, Randy, about this.
Awesome.
I appreciate that. And then that's what we have, Mr. Natap. What are you looking for? Because we have a couple of more minutes. What are you looking for? Not only tonight, well, first tonight, but of course for the rest of the weekend, for the rest of the week and around the NHL and maybe other things.
I'm going to make more of a blanket statement here, Coach. It's not just tonight, it's not just a week, but I'm going to project it over the year here. And last year we saw that uh, a lot of races were ended very quickly, especially in the East. By Thanksgiving, we pretty much had the 8 teams that were going to be in the playoffs. I don't see that happening at all this year. I think that, as we mentioned earlier, the parity has really started to display itself in the league, and I think in both conferences, we're going to have some doozy races going on to get into that final playoff spot. And finally, for the first time in a long time, we might see some of these races going down to the last week to determine who gets in and who doesn't. So that's good for hockey, I think. It keeps the interest going and definitely makes things more unpredictable.
You're absolutely right about this. We are almost at the 10 game. We're going to talk a little bit more later, but you have almost hit the 10 game. Maybe give us maybe a surprise team where you say, wow, it's not to be like the top of the league, but something a team where they play a bit more over your expectation for that team, and maybe on the flip side, a team where you expect them to be great, and now they are not there yet. I would use the word yet because you still have about like 70 other game to play in NHL. So, but maybe the contrast or the extremists.
Yeah, you know what? There's so many really. Like I think if you look at the East, you see teams like Philadelphia that have come out strong at 5-2-1. So that's been a pleasant surprise. As I mentioned before, as much as I thought Boston could be a wild card team, but I said they'd come out of the gates probably slower than they actually have. But they've been on fire. They've only lost one game. Um, New Jersey is starting to come into its own. I think they're second in the conference right now. Surprises the other way right now. It's hard to say, Coach, because you got about 6 or 7 teams that are, between 11 and 9 points. So you don't know what's going to happen because, like, if you look at the standings, Pittsburgh's third last in the conference right now. Will they stay there? I doubt it. I still think that's a playoff team. Um, I think Ottawa's starting to come into its own a little bit. In the other conference, surprise wise, I wouldn't say it's a surprise because I predicted that they would at the very least be a wild card team, but as long as they stay healthy, Vegas is going to be up at the top. Uh, Possibly Winnipeg is a bit of a surprise. I know again it's early. They're 5-3-1. The Hawks and Kraken have really played well, so I throw them in that category. And surprises the other way, of course, Vancouver. What can you say? They were the Vancouver and probably Nashville, and to a lesser degree Minnesota. But those are probably my three surprises in the negative direction.
Yeah, absolutely about this. For me, I will go with Boston Bruins. I would not expect them to be at the top of the NHL after 10 games. I would expect them more in the middle of the pack. I'm talking about 12 to 8-20. That was my expectation. So Boston, for me, is a really surprised me about this. I think the New Jersey Devils, the way they play right now, I think it's a confidence team. They have not many old. I'm not saying right now they are surprised. It's just the way they play on that division. I would say to you, the disappointment for me is more the Columbus Blue Jacket. It's a team right now or not have some kind of the live. You can see they're not there. It's a team struggle a lot with the Toronto, but Toronto is the panic is in Toronto, but they still have play for 500. It's just like
Yeah,
crazy
that's
for
right.
me to realize that they really want to change everything, but it's still 500. So it's like, whatever they would be 9-1-0, they'll maybe thinking to change the coach at the end of the day. But there's a subject for a little bit later for that one there.
Later on.
On the flip
I'm sure
side, I
we'll
think the
pick up on it.
disappointment, we have to go Vancouver. Vancouver only 2W. And then the good news, Quinn Hughes is coming back. So that's the good news for them for this. And then we have to give credit for Chicago. Chicago was supposed to be at the bottom of the tank and to be 31, 32, 30, 31, and 32, and then the surprise slip over there. I'm still not sure about the the Winnipeg Jets. And the reason why I said that, everybody says, oh, they have a good start. No, they have only one good start. It's Connor Hellebuck. If you take out Connor Hellebuck, that team is really average overall for me. And then you can see Sheffley got beat by Jack Eichel at the end of the goal and overtime.
Ooh,
It
you
was
see that
like,
goal, Coach?
Amazing
goal. Amazing goal.
It was a good goal, but amazing for me, no. I don't know. Like Adam was impressive about the goal, everything like that. It depends how you see the goal. I was just curious about this because I didn't ask Adam. Adam, I'm sure he left. What was impressive for you on that goal?
Well, it was the fact that I think everybody anticipated a pass, and he was going. He skated around the net. He went almost to the blue line, and then he saw that a lane opened up for him, and nobody was going to stop him. He came in with great speed, and then at the last second switched the puck to the other side and put it in the top corner. I thought it was great thinking at that moment. He saw the lane and he just went for it, and you saw what
Here
happened.
I will tell you why I'm not too much impressed. Coach always disagree. I understand that. I respect. It's a good goal, right? But to call this like a great goal for me, it's a 3-3 MILESTONES. So if you think about this, they play man to man. If you lose your man, it's over. It's just that and you can see about this one over there. And so what he did, he controlled the puck. He beat completely Max Sheffley. Sheffley, after that, he was done. And when he came back, the two other players was watching the two other players for the Vegas Golden Knights. They cannot come back. Now he make a fake for his backhand, forehand, whatever it is, and they put that shot. I understand that. But to qualify this as a great goal for me, you know what I mean? Like, I like the move. I understand that. But, goal, like a great goal is like Connor McDavid. A 5-5 MILESTONES, he does not score Jack Eichel.
Yeah, because obviously you have more congestion.
Exactly. So it makes sense to me. Yeah. So I understand when you said it's a great goal. I understand Adam. Yeah. But for me, it's just like, okay, yes, I understand what he did. I understand coming to the park, he go all over, he coming back, he make a big move, beat Hellebuck. This is good. But to qualify like a great goal, you have to shift me more like players around. He just beat Mike Sheffley more about his speed after that, and it was over. And nobody can catch up after that, Jack Eichel, because they play man-to-man on the 3-3. That give them a space, an open space to bring the puck. Now the shifting hands, it was there for Jack Eichel after that. So for me,
it was a very similar situation to what Marner faced in the overtime.
Yeah.
And he saw Lane as well. He went there. He made a great move, but it was a fantastic save that prohibited him from scoring. But
again,
I see your point.
Like I said, it's not like I'm not disagreeing. I'll just give you another perspective of the goal. That's pretty much what I'm trying to talk about this.
I see that.
You know what I mean? So, all right, what a show tonight, MILESTONES. That's the you want to start the week and any weeks during the year, you have to be dressed like Elvis. That's showing the enthusiasm, that's showing the positivity, that's showing the joy, and the most important thing, happiness. That's what we wish to everybody. I know some of you are still at the Halloween party. We wish you be careful, guys, and enjoy your rest of your night. Of course, be good with the kids. Kids, enjoy it. And don't ask the kids to sing you a song anymore. It does not work anymore. Just tell them to take a picture. That's what better for them. But until the next time it's on tap, we will be back.
Don't be cruel.
We can wait to see what you'll be in your new dress. Maybe you should show up every day with a new outfit, Mr. Tap. And now it will be interesting. Is it Elvis Presley? It was better on the prediction versus ENORTAP regular guy last Friday. We're going to see this tonight, Mr. Tap. So I take a risk because I go with your prediction tonight, so I feel a bit more comfortable. But you slip sometime. That's a part of the show. That's make us everybody is If not different, that's the beauty of that one over there. So I can't wait to see each one of you guys tonight at 9 o'clock. But Mr. ENORTAP, thanks so much again for your participation at the Hockey Nation show. It's always a pleasure to have you, friend.
My pleasure, Coach.
Make the show better and more fun, and that's all it's about. But before we leave, you are awesome. You are amazing. You are the best. And remember, you have greatness inside of you. Yes, you have greatness inside of you, Mr. ENORTAP. Yes, you have. Do you want to sing a song before we leave, or are you okay?
Oh, I'm okay. I'm okay.
Okay, I just want to see that about that one over there. For some people ask in the chat. First of all, Jeremy Allah is in the house. I forgot his name to mention his name earlier. Luciano, thanks so much. Steve G, everybody else, thanks so much for your participation tonight. And then we're going to follow the 3 game on what's going on around the league, Mr. ENORTAP. Until wait to see you a little bit later. Until the next time, my friend, we wish you an amazing, great evening, sweet dream. We see people go to bed early. If not, be well, be healthy, find a way not only dominate your day, find a way to dominate the second half of what?
Your 2022.
He did it again. Have an amazing, great night, everybody. Thanks so much, Mr. ENORTAP. I can wait to see you a little bit next time.
Thank you. Good night, folks.
Of that reality, don't want another surprise.